Hi, this is Jimmy from The Productive Engineer, and today we'll be talking about how to do a bullet journal inside of Notion. So stay tuned. Bullet journals are great for capturing ideas at a daily, monthly, and long-term um, horizon. The ability to do this is typically done in bullet journaling via a notebook. However, Notion allows you the ability to do it inside of Notion with some of the added advantages, including the database capabilities, as well as the ability to view those databases in a variety of ways. This tutorial will take you through how to set those up and will take you step by step. Before we get started, if you like this video, please click the like button as it really helps me out. If you are enjoying these videos, if I can learn how to speak, please click the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I release new videos, please click the bell and you'll receive notifications when I release new videos. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a collection. A collection is essentially the master page of that's going to hold our index and all our other logs and our tables. So it's going to be sort of like the master page or the main page. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and type slash page. As you can see here, this is creates a subpage inside this page. So I'm just going to click that. That's going to bring me to the subpage. And the next thing I'll do is I'm going to give it a title. I'm going to just call this my YouTube bullet journal. Hit enter. The next thing I'm going to do is create a new subpage off of that, which is going to be my index. So I'll do the same thing here. Page, index, enter. And then within that, I'm going to create yet more. My index page, before I guess I get started, my index page is really going to be sort of my table of contents, for lack of a better term, that I'm going to use to navigate my bullet journal. So page here by hyphen slash page, click that, and I'm going to build out my first couple of pages here. So the first page I have here, I'm going to build out is my master task table, which is where I'm going to put all my tasks, and I'll walk you through how we build that in a little bit. Actually, I can do that now, I guess. So one of the first things to do to build a table, an inline table, is hit slash, spell out table, and you'll have a variety of options here. A full page table, an inline table, and various like a board, a calendar. These are all databases, really, as you can see by this database. Um, so this is going to be our master database, and I'm going to use an inline table here. I'm going to give it a name of YouTube task table. Um, and as you can see, and then hit enter here, every table here has the same three columns by default: name, which is a title, property type, tags, which is really tags are really great for sorting and searching. Um, and then it gives you files where you can actually attach a physical file. And then over here, there's a little plus button, if you can see there. Um, that plus button allows you to add additional columns. And we're going to use that in a second. So the first thing I want to do here is change name's name to task, but I'm going to keep it as a title. I'll leave the files one in here for now, even though I'm not going to use it for the, actually I probably could use it for the video here. And here I'm going to add a new property by clicking that plus button. And this is going to be my due date, because every bullet journal and pretty much every to-do management system, you need a due date. And then here, where it says property type, when I hover over it, you'll see I get a bunch of basic properties. I want a date property. So I'm going to hover over that, click it, and this is going to become a date. You'll notice in here, the icon turns into a little calendar icon. So that's when you know that this column holds dates. So before we do anything here, I'm just going to populate a couple of really basic things here, like record YouTube video. And I'll do like a tag that says YouTube and maybe video. I'm really creative here. Um, Here, let's say I'll attach a file, so I can come in here and I can click either embed a link from a website or upload. I'm going to hit upload, choose a file, go to my desktop. I have a little test file here, which is an Excel spreadsheet. I'll hit upload here. It'll spin through, as you can see, and now that file is there and listed. And then my due date, I'm going to make that um, next week, the 13th, which actually, by the time you might watch this video, it may be in the past, which is kind of meta, but we'll just let it go. So there we go. Oops. And of course, I make mistakes. Let's see. Buy groceries, and this is maybe shopping as a tag. No files needed for that. And let's say I want to do that on the 31st. Come down here. Let's do a task that's due today. Get a haircut. Grooming. Gromming. Spell Jim. All right, there we go. And we'll make this one for today. And then we'll go one for next month just to test how that works out because you'll see that in a little bit. So let's say this one is get car washed. And this is auto. And let's do April 24th. Okay, so that gives us a good amount of data just to start in our table. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back out to the of course I messed it up. So I'm just going to come down here to my index, and now you'll see my master table. If I click on it and get into my index, go back up one level, and there's my index. So now, once I have my index and I have that file, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another page. And this one is going to be my monthly view. Actually, my feature view. My feature log. Do that one first. Okay. And my feature log, again, to kind of walk you through what a feature log is. A feature log essentially is everything that is going to happen beyond the current month you're in, right? So it's like your long-term, planning. Now, the ability to use tables is definitely different than a traditional bullet journal, but I like to use it when I build a bullet journal in Notion because rather than to enter data in multiple places, by setting up views of one master table, everything updates automatically. So I only have to enter data in one spot and I can see it in all these other pages, just the views I want. And we're going to show you how to do that using filters and linked databases. So what I'm going to type here is rather than type table like I did for the master, I'm going to actually type in create if I learn how to spell. And you'll see this little thing here that says create linked database. And as you can see, for the little description over here, because it disappeared over there in the black, you'll actually see create custom views for a database, and that's exactly what we want. So we want a custom view of our existing database. So we're going to click that, and when we do that, we're going to actually get a search function here, field, and then it shows you a bunch of databases that you've been using. But you may or may not, depending on how many databases you have. Actually, I can see mine here. Actually, that's a different. Never mind, it's not it. Here, I have my task right here, or alternately, what I can just do, because now I messed it up, create, click the database, and I can actually start typing in the beginning name of the name. So YouTube, and I see here that my task table is right here. So I'll just click that, and it will draw my table. So as you can see, it looks exactly like my table that we created earlier, except for one difference. You'll see this little icon here, this little arrow. that means it's actually a linked database back to the master database. It's actually pointing back to this table. So that's what that sort of arrow means. Like the data in here actually just points, it's being derived from this table. Um, so now that we have this, we want to filter. We don't want to see everything. We only want to see everything that's beyond in the current month. So from today, from another 30 days, I just want to block that out. So and only see everything that's beyond that. So what I'll do here is I'm going to click on the column for the due date, and I'll come down here to where it says add filter. That's going to show me filter criteria that I can use. So due date is what we're using, but if I wanted to choose another column, I can actually click in here and choose one of the other columns in my table, but I'm not going to do that, obviously. Here it says is, so this is basically like Boolean values, if you want to think of it like um, conditions. So you can actually sit here and click in like, is before, is after, on or after, within a time frame, if the field is empty or not empty. We're actually going to choose after 1 month from now. Actually, no, actually, we'll go back. I almost messed this up. Is on or after 1 month from now. When I do that, you'll notice that a bunch of entries went away if I click off of that. And the only thing I get is the thing that's next month, which is get car washed. So filters really allow you to sort of whittle down your data. And the nice thing about this is this table will automatically redraw when I add new entries without having to touch this entry. So I can go into my master task table. I can add a new entry here, and I can say go to dentist, and that could be dentist as a tag. And I can come over here, and I could go, and that could be in June 13th. I add that. I go back to my index. I go into my future log, and now you can see go to dentist shows up as as an option in my future log. I didn't have to do anything to this. It automatically draws because it's sucking the data out of here and then applying the filter that I created. And you can actually, do an ascending here. So you can do earliest to latest, which is typically how you want to see it. So again, you click include the due date and you can do sorting within of your results. So now every time an entry comes in, it'll be in an ascending mode. If not, you can just click that again. So that's really cool. So now let's go back to our index. We have our future log. Let's go and create a monthly log. Oh, type in page, add a page. And this time we're going to make our monthly log. Now for our monthly log, I'm going to show you a little trick here. It's not really a trick. It's sort of a capability of Notion. And one of the things you can do is you can create a linked database. And we can type in YouTube again and select the status table again. And you get the same data. But now I can come in here. I can apply my filter. And this one I want is before a month from now. And when I do that, you can see all the April and the June entries are gone. And now I just have everything that's in this month. So that's good, but what if I want to see it as a calendar, right? So a lot of times in a traditional bullet journal, you have sort of, when you have your monthly log, you have sort of a calendar view and a task level view. Well, here I can add a view. I could call it calendar view. And I can choose calendar, hit create. And now, as you can see, the screen redraws, and I actually have my calendar view. So you say, great, but what happened to my task table? What if I want to see it as a task table? Well, I can actually go back. Here where it says Untitled View, I can come in here. If I hit click the little ellipses, I can change that to list view or table view. I'm going to call it table view. Hit enter. And now, as you can see, If I want to see it as a table, I hit table view. If I want to see it as a calendar, I select calendar view. So this is really cool. Alternatively, if you wanted to see both at the same time, then yeah, you would just create another. You would come down here, create another table, another link to database to the same database, and just use the table view or the calendar view. But I think that's kind of unnecessary. You can just use you can just use the views and just toggle your views accordingly. And as you can see, everything changes. You can go to calendar view here. If I again and everything just like earlier, if I add another task for this month, let's say write a blog post because I have a blog. Type in blog for my tag, and let's do the 23rd. So now I have a new entry. So if I go back to my index, click on my monthly log, write my blog, right here shows up automatically. And obviously, if I switch to the table view, write a blog post is there as well. And then obviously, let's do sort ascending so we can get earliest to latest, because that's the way you want to always work through. Typically, you work through your um, priorities, although you could create priorities here as well. So this is one of the great things about Notion is you can create a priority list, right? So you could go into your master list, create a priority section, and maybe make it, high, medium, low, and then you can sort on that as well. So the flexibility of Notion here is really great. So let's create a daily log now. So let's come in here. We'll do the same thing. By now you should have it memorized. Slash page creates a new subpage. Click that. We do a daily log. Hit enter. And now we want to create another linked database, right? So create, brings up linked database. Click that. Start typing out the name of our table. Once again, there it is. And we have the full thing. Now we just want everything that's today. I want my today view, right? So click on this. Click on the due date column header. Go back down to add filter. Due date is, and just click on exact date and just say today. Hit enter, and now you'll see, obviously, I have one entry for today. And again, this will update. So tomorrow, if I have something for the 7th, it would show only the thing for the 7th, and it goes from there. So it's a really cool way of viewing your log. And the nice thing about this is like, while the bullet journal has some structure to it, you could obviously customize it to your, you could have a weekly view. You can, you can really get you can add more columns, things more you want to track, add, as I said, as we did earlier, add a file so you can, whatever you want to do. So it actually is really flexible. And, I personally use it pretty often when I start getting a little out of sorts with my productivity system. Sometimes just kind of creating, creating a bullet journal like structure like this really sort of allows you to manage everything that you're working on really good. Um, So thanks again for tuning in. Again, if you liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos of mine, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you.